someone as good at public speaking as U.S. President Barack Obama, his first State of the Union speech should be relatively easy. But Obama is facing a number of major challenges at present, and tonight's speech could be one of the most important he will ever make while in the White House. To discuss the State of the Union address, we're joined by Solon Simmons from George Mason University. Good to talk to you.
Hey, Marcy, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm not sure the president is as well. Tell us what you expect from his speechwriters. Do you think they'll throw everything out and just start over, brand new slate?
Well, that's a very important question because the president faces a make-or-break moment here, amazingly, just 1 year into his presidency. This is the most important State of the Union address since Bill Clinton faced off the Congress after the Monica Lewinsky scandal, because whatever the state of the president is, Washington's going to learn if he's going to fight or if he's in flight. And it's going to happen on a number of fronts. So pay attention to how he's going to talk about jobs. Is he going to be more FDR or more Herbert Hoover? Is he going to be talking about something like the Civilian Conservation Corps, or is he going to be emphasizing tax cuts? That's an important issue. On the deficit, is he going to be talking about Bush's recession, trying to talk about why deficit spending is important, or is he going to be talking about cutting the deficit and moderating? That'll tell us something about his state of mind as well. On terror, this is, of course, one of the most important issues. Is he going to be talking about terror as one of the risks that among many that we face, or is it the existential threat that George Bush used to talk about? And more important than all of these, of course, is health care, because health care has been the signature fight throughout this past year. And if you remember, there was a senator from South Carolina who talked about if they could beat Obama on this one health care issue, this would be his Waterloo, and he'd be like Napoleon, the emperor who fell. I think instead a better analogy would be something like World War I than the Napoleonic Wars. Because if the Democrats fail, I think we're going to be looking forward to a long, bloody struggle of trench warfare where neither side is going to be able to get advantage on the other. This is like the Schlieffen plan of the Germans, where they try to envelop very quickly to avoid fighting on many fronts. But if they can't defeat the healthcare enemy in the Democratic side, they're not going to be able to get to the other plan. So we're going to see a very humbled president if they can't pull something off on healthcare.
And if he does, in fact, Solon, go back to the drawing board, will he be moving to the center?
I think he probably will be. He'll be signaling that he's going to try to be bipartisan, which is, of course, how he's campaigned for a long time. He's to try to change the culture in Washington. Unfortunately, the culture in Washington is very entrenched, and the Republican leadership, I think, is trying to send a signal that they can make this town ungovernable for him unless they come to his side. I'm afraid that if he does go that path, that they're going to be able to portray him as weak, and it won't be good for him. He may want to think about, and this is what we used to call the nuclear option, doing something about the filibuster, because now in the United States you need 60 votes, not 50, to have a majority, and that's a very odd situation to be in.
Is there anything that you think he'll stay away from? Do you think he'll mention the midterm elections, for example?
I think that it's important that he not come off as looking instrumental. It's important that he looks sincere. His recent turn to what we might call a populist stance in the economy looks a little contrived, and if it looks as if he's doing something for political gain, it's likely to go badly for him as well. You know, he's a great, authentic speaker, and I think he needs to somehow get in touch with his principles, and we'll see if he's able to pull that off in his emphases tonight.
Talk to you soon, Solon. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.